Namaste. So, before I start this session on 10 pointers about exploring spirituality, first and foremost, I am no guru, no sadhu, no nothing. I pretty much don't have much idea. But since we keep on getting a lot of comments, I sure have explored certain paths and that has given me some amount of experience, not gyan, however. And I am still as much of a student as I was perhaps even 10 years ago. So, first and foremost, if you're willing to start out on the Eastern side or the Indian side of spirituality, if you're a young person, 21, whatever age that you're at, first and foremost, practice this, right? Practice silence. So the tongue has to, well, it has to touch your upper palate inside of the mouth and stay there. It cannot move. Try silence for 1 hour daily, not for your entire lifetime, of course, but take out 1 hour from your 24 hours that are allotted to you every day and try to remain in silence for, let us say, the next 21 days or 41 days or whatever your practice is. So decide what you're going to do. It can even go for 3 days, 5 days, 7 days, whatever it is that you wish to explore. Well, then you start out with silence. All right, this is an essential requirement because eventually, as you go deeper and deeper, all that you will find that is silence. All of these paths lead to silence. So don't complain that I don't have a guru, I really don't have anyone to guide me, whatever. Prepare yourself to be capable enough to be guided so that nature can actually guide you, so that you're qualified enough, you have put in your efforts. Well, it's great, all right. So silence 1 hour, the tongue cannot move, right? And acha, some insect came on the digital board and everything started moving. Well, you must be thinking कि कोई कुछ और ही हो गया यहाँ पे. The spine has to be straight. So you have to sit maybe in a normal, जैसे चौकड़ी मार के बैठते हैं. In a normal, you can say a yogic pose, whatever it is. But spine has to be straight. You can even sit on the chair because you're not exactly doing any sadhana or anything like that. But the spine has to be straight. So this is a sadhana in itself, but not certainly a traditional sadhana. Keep your spine straight and be in silence for 1 hour, because if you really wish to walk this path, this is the basic requirement. The spine has to be straight and there has to be silence. Right? Eyes closed and focus on breath. You will have to spend a considerable amount of time focusing on your breath, unless and until, of course, you are on the very hardcore tantric paths. But that is not for all. All right, there are all a lot many things can be bypassed and tailor-made according to what the guru thinks, what the shishya needs. But herein, since we are trying to qualify for an examination, we need to demonstrate to the universe slash nature that we are ready to be taught. So focus on your breath. This is one, you can say, sadhana that never fails, right? It has to be incorporated by every yogi of every school, of every sampradaya. You'll have to see how the breath alternates and when is it coming out from both nostrils, when is it going on the right side, when is it going on the left side. You'll have to spend a considerable amount of time. Spirituality is not easy. In fact, in my opinion, it is even tougher than the UPSC examination. Then you'll have to try out for celibacy. Now, why celibacy? See, at the end of the day, everything is within you, that you pretty much have heard 10,000 trillion times. But almost all of this Shakti, energy, loosely translated in English as energy, actual word is Shakti, that is flowing outside of your sense organs, needs to be reconfigured back in. And so there are doors to the body. So one of the doors is your genitals. You will need to practice celibacy to close off that door so that that energy doesn't get wasted in porn, in sexual intercourse, in anything, in any such stuff, and flow outside of your body. It has to come back in. So you have to reconfigure and reorient yourself. That is why sometimes spirituality is also labeled as the death of the former self, because your normal everyday householder sort of a life, sure enough, can continue, but alterations, changes need to be made. Right. So celibacy, you can start off 2 weeks, I believe, is manageable for young people. otherwise your hormones are peaking any which way. So take it as a challenge, 41 days, 2 weeks, whatever best that you can do, because right now, you're not walking on any path towards a deity and trying to be some sadhu way beyond the Badrinath mountains and sitting somewhere way up high, because if you were this capable, you would already be there. Right? So we are just trying to start out. Now, Tantra is obviously it's fascinating. It gets a lot many people worked up. It is absolutely hilarious to watch that also as well. But Tantra is impossible without a guru. Without a physical guru, you can pretty much forget how will you figure out Tantra, because Tantra is pretty much extracting the Shakti out from nature and using it and configuring it in such a manner that, well, gives you your desired result and goal. Now, whether it's for material gains or for spiritual purposes, that is what you have to decide, because a gun, well, it shoots. So for example, now this camera, it can be used to shoot porn, but I'm using it to shoot this lecture. So the purpose, so the device remains the same. So when the camera was invented by whatever company, I'm sure that it would have been invented for recording the memories of a human child, but it was used to obviously record porn. So that depends on you. Like a gun, even if you own the gun, somebody just snatches it away from you and just shoots at you. Well, it will shoot. It does. So the device, the use of the device depends on you, and that is why Tantra is a locked system way beyond common public, and there is layers upon layers of esotericness that one cannot figure out without a guru. And if you try to find a guru, they're not available on the internet. Be rest assured on the fact, they're not. They are mostly, whoever knows all of this, ये वाली जो विद्या जिसके पास है, they're mostly not even in the mainstream towns as well. They're outside. ये सब हिंदुस्तान भारत की गांव का मामला है. ये सब हिंदी और संस्कृत में जागृत है, और इसकी फाउंडेशन वहीं पर है. हम लोगों को तो ढंग से हिंदी और संस्कृत आती भी नहीं है. खैर, तो इन सब से दूर रहना है. आई एम नॉट सेइंग दैट इट डजंट वर्क, बट not at this stage. All right. The key word is stillness. Stillness is the name of the game. So Agoreshwar Bhagwan Ram from Banaras, Kinaram आश्रम से थे. एक औघड़ लीक से हटकर भी उनको कहा जाता था. This one of his life biographies name is the Oasis of Stillness. Now that stillness is a remarkable word. Now stillness, for example, if you consider the Shivling, if you consider Buddha, if you consider Mahavir Jain, if you consider anyone who has ever achieved anything, Ramana Maharishi, if you consider anyone who has ever achieved anything in spirituality, the key word is stillness. So they are still folks. There is no madness going on. That doesn't mean that you let go of your anger or that anger is bad or anything. अब कोई माँ बहन छेड़ देगा तो भाई एंगर तो दिखाना ही पड़ेगा ना, क्योंकि उसके अलावा फिर यहाँ पे कैसे रहेंगे. बट जनरली स्पीकिंग इज जस्ट दैट द पर्सन इज नॉट मैच, सो इट हैज टू बी डेवलप्ड वाया those methods. This is not an easy game. So if one is willing to walk on this path, these are the basic requirements. All right. 12 years is minimum to explore spirituality. So just like आप स्कूल गए थे from first grade to 12th grade, 12 years is minimum to do anything in spirituality. तो ये मत समझेगा कि जस्ट बिकॉज आप वो हरे रामा हरे कृष्णा करें, एंड नो ऑफेंस टू दोस गाइस, दे आर डूइंग कीर्तन, दैट्स डिवोशन, वेरी गुड. वो भी 12 years minimum to get it into your system. Now this is a peculiar thing that it's the cycle is 12 years. What do? Just like schooling system में भी it's 12 years, 12 साल ही लगते हैं, राइट? मतलब 12 से ऊपर ही लगते हैं, बट जनरली स्पीकिंग जब आप क्लास 12 तक तो 12 साल हो गए ना आपको यहाँ पे. नाउ यू आर अ सब्जेक्ट मैटर एक्सपर्ट, आप सिद्ध हो गए हैं. राइट. So if you keep on doing something over a period of 12 years, it usually becomes कर्म से वो संस्कार बन जाती है. It becomes a habit for the next births. Money is important. Just because you are spiritual doesn't mean that you will degrade money, let go of money. Because if you're living in a town such as Delhi, Bombay, whatever, Banaras, whatever it is, अब आज की डेट में कलयुग में अर्थ के बिना धर्म नहीं है. तो money is important for a householder. Most likely you are a householder, so it is required, and don't degrade it. Money, it is, the power of money, you can say, jo shakti hai, controlled primarily by one aspect of the goddess, that is Mahalakshmi. तो वो भी तो माँ ही है ना, उनको इतनी गाली गलौज क्यों करनी है या उनसे इतनी घृणा क्यों? पैसे के बिना गृहस्थ तो नहीं चलेगा और शहर में आपकी ज़िंदगी तबाह हो जाएगी। तो पैसे चाहिए, तो पैसों को पाप मत मानिएगा जस्ट बिकॉज़ you're starting out in these paths, whatever. And there are many paths. So there are tantric paths, many paths. विष्णु का रास्ता है, शिव का रास्ता है, भगवती का रास्ता है, मौन का रास्ता है, तिब्बत वालों का रास्ता है, बुद्धों का अलग रास्ता है, बुद्ध एज इन ये आपके हमारे महात्मा बुद्ध, एंड जैन साहब का रास्ता है, महावीर जी का रास्ता है, मैनी मैनी वेज, सिक्खी का रास्ता है, मैनी वेज जो कि हिंदुस्तान भारत के इस पूरे रीजन ने दुनिया को दिए हैं। तो आप कोई भी रास्ता आपको जो चुने, आप तो बेसिकली अब ये नहीं है कि कोई भी बेस्ट फिट आ जाएगा, इट हैज़ टू evolve over a period of time, and then you'll figure out what is the best for you, right? And not all are equal. Some are more dangerous, some are more speedier, some are more exotic, and some are less, you can say, give you less results over a very long period of time, but they are very very safe, and that those are the safest ones. That is the ones that you should take, because in effect you are trying not to play around with some external force. It's all inside of you. This human body is the greatest gift that God could have ever given you. So focus on life as well. That's a separate story, we'll talk about that. So the end result is the same, all right? So that you are going to be reaching the same destination. अब यही है, कोई जेट पैक लगा के पहाड़ के ऊपर चले जाएगा, कोई आराम आराम से जाएगा, कोई पिट्ठू करके आएगा, कोई गाड़ी लेकर आएगा अगर जगह है तो, कोई रस्सी डाल के पीछे से मोस्ट डिफिकल्ट पाथ से आएगा। ये आपकी श्रद्धा है और आपकी पर्सनालिटी के ऊपर डिपेंड करता है। एंड दैट इज़ फॉर द गुरु टू फाइंड आउट कि मतलब क्या चक्कर क्या है वहाँ पे, ऑलराइट? एंड this is primarily what all this sadhana etc. So puja is different, sadhana is different, upasana is different, and these are not the name of three women I'm talking about. These are very stark concepts, they're very distinct from each other as well. ये जो आपकी जो हमारी जो सारी जो शक्ति जो बाहर जा रही है, like right now I'm speaking, it's flowing out, eyesight, it's flowing outside. This is all we have to reconfigure. All of these sense organs, all of this shakti that is flowing out has to be reconfigured to go on the inside, and फिर something will shoot up on the inside, and well, you'll make spiritual progress, and that's pretty much it. There is no other way to it, right? And so you can do it via bhakti, but bhakti has to be so intense that your pran actually, मतलब अंदर जो प्रोसेस जो नॉर्मल एक ह्यूमन बीइंग के वो रिवर्स हो जाए, एंड दैट्स प्रीटी मच द एम. सो यू कैन, देयर आर a myriad of ways that you can resort to, but I exhort you not to do any funny experiments, not to go to any extremes without a genuine guidance, because I've seen many a life getting ruined. People get confused, dazed, the literature is not clear, nobody is clear on it, and finding a good guru is right next to impossible, but it is not impossible. So you have to demonstrate to the universe, because Mother Nature truly does listen, that you are fit enough, you're capable enough, you deserve to be taught. तो जब तक गुरु नहीं है तो कोई बात नहीं है, शुरू तो करेंगे. अगर शुरू करना है तो फिर ये सब बातें दिमाग में रख के you have to start out your own practice, and you have to develop your own self, so that when you meet a genuine person who actually can guide you, can see your sincereness and dedication towards the cause, and then you can move on ahead with it. All right. Wishing you all the best. Take care.